In this lecture, I am going to show you how you can save Ansys Workbench files. So once you have say completed the simulation and you want to save the project, then you can just go and go to the file and you can just save it from here, or otherwise you can press Ctrl+S, or otherwise you can also access this save option from here. So if you want to save this with other name, if you want to save the already saved project with the other name, you can use the save as option, which you can access from file, save as, or otherwise you can also access it from this particular toolbar. And you can coming to this, I'm going to go to the file and press save. Once I ask it to save the particular project, it will ask me the location at which I'm going to save my project. For this purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to name it like a test. Say I will name it as test, and see here. So once I have given the name, it is showing me that it is going to save my project in .wbpj file format, which is nothing but workbench project file. Then I'm going to press save. Once I click on save, it is going to save the total project. So once it saves the total project, let us go to this desktop once. So see here on the desktop where I've saved this test files, one folder as well as one Ansys Workbench file has been created. In this particular folder, it will have all the result values, it will have all the geometric bodies and other sorts of things which are used inside this Ansys project. And this particular file contains all the links and project templates that have been used in the particular project. So if I want to open this particular project, I just need to double click on this so that it will be opened inside Ansys Workbench. Coming to the next option, you can also save this particular workbench files in the form of an archive. So what happens if you have worked on a project and you need to send this particular project file to other person somewhere else, so you can easily do it. You can easily transmit this particular files through workbench archive files rather than normal workbench project files. So for that purpose, you need to go to file and you need to select archive. So once you select archive, it will ask you where to store the archive. You define the location, and once you define the location, see here earlier the project, the extension of saving the file was a WBPJ, but here the project file extension is a WBPZ. So this is also I'm going to save it on the desktop and I'm going to save. And once I click on save, it will ask us some options. So the first option is whether you want to save the results and solution files that have been created inside this particular project. Sometimes what happens is that there will be a very large project where if you are going to save all these results and solution files, what happens, you will get a very large file. Rather than that, you can create simple graphs and other sorts of things and you can send it over the internet. So in that particular case, you need not select this particular option. Coming to this particular option, inside Ansys Workbench, sometimes we need to import different geometries and other sorts of files from external directories. So what happens, it is asking us whether to copy those files into this archive or not, and we can press yes and we can say archive. Once we press on archive, a file will be created. Then coming to the desktop again, you see right now when we have saved the workbench in the archive format, there is only one file that has been created and the file extension is WBPJ. And see here, in order to symbolically say this is an archive file, a zip symbol has appeared here. So this is an efficient way when you want to send your project files without any loss to other persons. In order to open such type of files, what you need to do is you need to go back to your Ansys Workbench files and say file and restore archive, ask for restore archive. And once I select restore archive, it will ask me to browse for the archive file, and I'm going to go and select this particular archive file and I'm going to press open. And once I press open, it will ask me where to unzip all the files that are present inside the archive file. I need to select one desktop location and then press save. So it is asking already a project with that specific name is existing on the desktop, whether you want me to overwrite it or not. For now, I'm just not going to replace it. So this is how you can save files inside Ansys Workbench and restore the files into Ansys Workbench. In the next section, you are going to see an introduction to Engineering Data Manager, where you will be able to manage all the material data that you will be using throughout the entire simulation projects. Thank you.